We are live. Hello, hello. It's Althea, your magical minister. December the 6th, 2021. Ooh, this is an anniversary date for me. My second marriage was today, if I'm not mistaken. Whew, glad that's over. Anywho, welcome to our channel, my channel. It's Althea, your magical minister. Here tonight, coming not really out of hermit mode, while I'm in hermit mode doing my work, finishing up. December 4th, we had our new moon in Sagittarius, in Eclipse as well, and said to be a very, very powerful and instrumental point in time in the astrological world, right? Um, we got to close out our karmic contracts, karmic cycles of old, complete, finished. For some of us, um, with life, you're never finished, right? And the old adage, if it's not one thing, it's another. But as far as that old karma goes, and those karmic relationships and those karmic dysfunctional cycles, baby, if you are one of those who has done your work, please like, share, subscribe, and add a comment. Say yes, contract complete, right? Comment down below, contract complete. We're talking about the chosen ones and transitioning into our new exciting. This is why we came here, right? If you are really about this life, like, you should be so excited right now, because this is why we came here to complete the task of healing some of our generational wounds and generational hexes and curses and such. And those of this generation, we should have been able to complete that as of 2021. This is over, right? Um, I know I did my job. I know I did my work. I lost some loved ones, transitioned into their higher state of being earlier this year. And my mother being one of those people that transitioned. And with her transitioning, at the time that she transitioned, all things made sense. I am born again just weeks after she passed away. And Spirit has been speaking to myself and to anyone who's tuned in. We have changed. You should have changed. You should have, just be a whole different creature. Your taste have changed. Your preferences have changed. You're just doing things differently, willingly, surrendered. At this stage, we ought to be completely surrendered to the divine, completely divinely guided, because for all that we have come through and overcome, especially those that really were tried by this gateway 1111 in this 2021 year. This was the heat of the moment for most of us, when everything was stripped. Some of us, like myself, have transitioned. We don't even have residences. you know Unbelievable outcomes that you would have never anticipated. But then somewhat kind of did. It all makes sense. A fresh start is a fresh start. Letting go of everything is letting go of everything. And for the big dogs, we proved ourselves worthy of the task, worthy of the assignment, having completed. Let go and let God, for real. When you have no choice, you still have a choice to resist. And the big dogs, the big girls and boys, the kings and queens, the the gods and the goddesses, as you would like to be called, we've done our work and earned our stripes. Or have you? What if you are at this stage of the game and you are without goods, without work, without having paid attention to the things that you needed to pay attention to in this last, quarter of the turn of a lifetime? I really would want to know what would be your recourse. Not everyone that would have elected to say that they are going to be a part of this new beginning, this ascension process. Maybe you were misguided in that assumption. Maybe it wasn't a calling that you had neglected to answer early on, and now you realize you missed the mark. And that's a lot when we talk about, missing a mark that is universal. That's that speaks to our generational contracts and our responsibility, ability, and potential ability to heal generations. And what if we missed it? What if you neglected it? You may have chosen a different path somewhere along the line. And is that path now serving you well? Are you finding fulfillment? So, with that, the answer is no. And when you've missed the mark, somewhere it says, turn away from your sinful ways. Missing the mark, missing your goal, your objective is sin. And what would you do? Pursue that which you intended on coming here. Because if you still have breath in you, you still have potential to accomplish that which you were sent and created for. For me, it's a big deal to know that what I have experienced in these 50 years and what I've laid my eyes on as an observer, as a divine being, and what I've had to um, put my hand to in adhering to my agreement to be unbiased, to be humble, and my other objective in this life was to learn how to detach. Yeah, I did all of the above. From an early stage in life, I understood that that was exactly what I would do and would be: detach, be humble, and be unbiased. And so, as I matriculated in this life up until the last 8 years prior to 2021, my life was going as earthly planned. And then there was this interruption of a new trajectory. No more religion, no more, in the box kind of being, living. Get out the box. You know who you are, is what spirit guides began to nudge me in a different direction spiritually. And it wasn't until my mom, shortly before my mother passed away, after Anthony passed away, and it was clear: angels, guides, downloads, uploads, everything was on fire from head to toe. Kundalini energy would not let me go. And I realized that this was bigger than myself, and Altheta being marked for destruction and destined for deliverance, and Altheta being the chosen one. And I realized that I'm chosen. Yeah, I'm going to heal the generation. But then I realized that, The generational curses or yokes and dysfunction, they span back, yeah, 3 generations. I saw it clearly. And I saw the parties that were potentially involved in the per the um in the parties involved in perpetuating the envy, the jealousy, the strife, the generational curse, so to speak, wasn't just bloodline, but it was community as well. So, what I'm saying is, I realized that just as my mother was despised and envied, and so was my grandmother and my grandmother's mother. So generationally, there had been this trace of despising the women in my family, of the women in my family being envied, and the women in my family being jealous internally and externally. And when I realized that, I said, okay, I will heal it. I will do it differently. Some things I had to cut off, some I had to call out. But in any event, it was a part of doing my work, completing it, not allowing the dishonoring of the 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 mother energy, the divine feminine energy in my bloodline to continue to reclaim the honor that is rightfully my own and my mother's and my mother's mother's and my mother's mother's mother's. For 5 generations, I have healed that wound and I've cut off from this generation forward any remnant of such a wound, a dysfunction in the bloodline and beyond. Anyone connected to the original sin of sort, the original hatred, bitterness, envies, jealousies, coveting that has been severed from my bloodline for this generation and generations to come. And so for that, I'm grateful that I come through 2021. And you should be grateful as well if you are a chosen one and you know you've answered your call, you know your family's stuff, and you've watched it all this time, and now you're putting it to rest because you, the chosen one, did it differently. You stood with the light. You stood with the open heart. You stood with the compassion in spite of being misunderstood, in spite of being counted out, in spite of being despised. You continue to hold the light of love and the light of compassion, the light of understanding and overstanding. And no one else in your bloodline could do such. Most people put themselves first. Chosen ones don't get to do that. We get to make the answering that call. You answer the call of sacrifice. You answer the call of service. In spite of the people that you have been sent to dwell amongst in the meantime, there are not a lot of servants amongst us. There are not a lot of people that are willing to make sacrifice amongst us. We're the ones. If you didn't complete your assignment, if you didn't get your work done, it's not too late. If you got breath in you, and if it's your intention to heal, to bring honor to that which has been dishonorable, those old karmic relationships are, have come to an end for those of us that have chosen the highest states of being, highest states of consciousness. I've chosen. I know there are many of you that have chosen. And there are many of you that wanted to choose so and are still making your decisions and your calling and election sure. Heal your generational wounds. Stay focused on what's internal, not external. I'll tell you that. And, tuning out everything else was well worth it for these last few weeks. And I will continue in that as I'm led by my spirit guide, to stay focused on listening because it's what's getting me through and getting me over. So I just wanted to come forward with a little shout out on that note because this is a very exciting time. The past is the past. That was then. This is now. Focus on what you are manifesting, what you are creating. Visualize, daydream, why don't you? Stay high frequency. And the energies that are not serving you well. You know, a lot of people are going through a lot of things, and we can't at this time jump in and become ensnared with energies that are going to take us in a different direction than where we are going at this fine time, at the finish line, and we're really past the finish line. We're at the new start, new beginning. So don't let anything progress, and don't be discouraged. You still have breath in you. Make your calling and election sure. Heal the wounds before they spill over yet again into the next cycle of generational dysfunctions. Be blessed. Again, like, share, subscribe, and namaste.